Space Center, we have Kerbal Space piloting our Kethane mining ship. And what we're going to do here is just get this thing into orbit and get it on its way to Duna. So without further ado, let's go. And given no unexpected surprises, I'll see you in orbit. Alright, we're in orbit. Pretty reasonable orbit here. And the target for this flight is that XD drive module. That's going to serve as the booster for this vehicle, since it's already up there and it's not exactly out of fuel, it's just mostly out. The only problem is that I can't seem to select it because it's so close to that bit of debris. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to select the debris as target since it's so close to where we're going. Let's see, intersection 121, this intersection 84. Alright, let's go ahead, pop down a maneuver node right here. Intersection 214. This one is 67. Alright, let's fine tune this. See if we can get better than 14. 16, that's the wrong direction. 13.9. 13.8. There's a bit of plane change involved here. That's the wrong direction. That was clearly too much. .5, 14, it looks like 13.5 is going to be about as good as we're going to get. So I'll take that and we'll go ahead and get around here to our maneuver node, which we have already passed. That wasn't too slick. Alright, let's kill that one and pop another one here. See if we can get it done quickly and effectively. 16.1, 13.8, I'll take it. Don't have a lot of time. There's our maneuver node. Let's get the thrusters helping out. As we wobble back and forth just before the burn. Looks like we're just about there. Let's give it a little quick burst with the engines. It's estimating a 1 second burn. No, I don't think it's going to be quite that small. RCS off, we're wasting enough of that. 10 seconds, and then after this we'll see about doing a plane change to get the orbital plane lined up. Okay. Alright, where is the next? Well, there was a node there. We'll have to get around here to the ascending node. Add a maneuver. Burn anti-normal. Bring these orbits into alignment. .3. .1. 0.0. We'll take that. Okay. Anti-normal, we need heading 270. Or 180, excuse me. It's a good thing there's 14 minutes before the burn, because I apparently chose to rotate the long way around. So I'll catch up with you at burn time. Alright, about 20 seconds out. And this should be, I don't know, 5 seconds looks like about a reasonable estimate for this burn. Node, see how we did. Alignment 0, 0. Okay. That's jittering all over the place, and apparently both encounters are in the same spot. In any event, there's going to be some time orbiting around catch up with it, and I'll catch up with you when I get there. All right, we're getting close, I think, and the way this thing is jittering around, I don't want to trust it very much. So get in here. We're in target mode already. It's automatically switched to that, so that's a certain indicator. Okay, there we are, 14.2 kilometers away. I think, let's see, and I'm going to use Smart ASS for steering control here, just simply because it's quicker. Relative velocity minus, and let's kill the relative velocity and begin approach. When we get close enough, we can switch the targeting to the XD drive and get mated up with that. And then this ship will take a trip to Duna. No, it will go to Duna, but it will go by way of Minmus, where it will stop, scan for Kethane deposits, find one on one of those nice flat lakes of ice, land, and mine Kethane to refuel not only itself but the XD drive module. And then the ship's fully fueled will leave Minmus for Duna. Start killing that relative velocity. Target plus, and start approaching. sufficient. Let's go ahead and assume relative velocity minus. Get ready to cancel that velocity when we approach. And I'm just going to rinse and repeat this procedure until we're in close enough approach to be able to select the XD drive as our actual target. Alright, I discovered upon switching out to the map for a moment that this bit of debris is not the bit we're looking for, because the XD drive is over here. And so this is where I really wish, especially in a case where things were really close like this, that you could have a drop-down list appear so that you could select one target among several that are very close together. Because I'm trying to select D drive as a target, and all I get is Colony Hab Mark III. The problem is there are several Colony Hab Mark III bits of debris in orbit, and the one that I get upon selecting it as a target is not the right one. So I'm going to have to go 50x time acceleration and orbit around, way around, to catch up with the XD drive, and when I'm finally close enough, within 100 kilometers of it, I'll be able to select it as target in this view. We'll see you in probably 18-19 hours mission elapsed time. And so here we are after nearly a day of orbiting. I am still not able to select XD drive as a target. This is the ship I'm headed for. There's my orbit, my position. Finally closing on it, although so far I have yet to be able to see it ahead of me. Unless it could be one of these two. Probably this one. But it's not close enough. Okay, I've managed to select a target. Finally. Okay, with a target selected, and the fact that we know it's 38 kilometers away and closing, Smart ASS, assume relative negative velocity vector, get in position to kill relative velocity as I get closer. And now I will finally be able to get some docking underway. Get these two things hooked up together and send them off to Minmus. The ship is not under acceleration, thank you very much. I hate it when it says that. Alright. Getting closer. I think our closest approach, given the size of our orbit, is going to be about 10 kilometers or thereabouts. Yeah. There's the target. There's us. Yeah, I'd say 10 kilometers is a close approximation. So we'll begin braking and then docking approach very soon. And once I start that, I will cut out and cut back in on close approach to actually docking with this thing. A bit of time warp here. Getting better close approach than 10 kilometers, that's good. Wait till it starts going back up. and then get the braking. 8 kilometers, 7.9. Okay, it just went back up. So I'm going to get lined up and start my braking burn, and then start docking approach. Yeah, we're about as close as we're going to get, and it's now time to change orbits to fix that. And that's what the docking approach maneuvers are all about. Okay, at this point I'm going to shut down the Poodle engine and rely solely on the LVNs, just simply for fuel efficiency. We're not carrying tons of it right now. Okay, time for some braking. Okay, target plus, and start approach. Alright, we are now headed for close approach, and I'm going to make a cut here, and I'll cut back in on close approach. Alright, here we are on close approach, 300 meters out from the target, and I am finding that this ship is not cooperating good with docking mode. As you can see, it's chewing through monopropellant like crazy, so I'm going to get out of docking mode, turn off the thrusters, turn off the SAS at least, the SAS. Alright, let's just see if we can't do this with the IJKL keys and get the same basic effect. The problem is that doing that, it's wanting to rotate. Apparently the thrusters are not quite balanced correctly or properly. Alright, so I have to turn the ASAS off when I go to use the thrusters. Otherwise I'll be wasting tons of monoprop. This is not even close to almost ideal. But I should be able to manage some kind of an approach. And worst come to worst, I can always switch focus to the other ship and dock with it. And frankly, at this point, that's becoming very tempting. In fact, let me go ahead and get this one rotated around. No, not that way, not that way. Rotated around this other way. Face it north. Leave the RCS off, turn the ASAS on, and switch to the other ship, which I know is a lot more stable for docking. Its thrusters are balanced, and it doesn't do this let's waste all the fuel thing. Okay, coming around to north. ASAS on, switch focus. Kethane miner set as target. Okay, we've got some RCS here, so let's just make sure we're in chase cam. And docking mode. Get this thing turned around. Face the target. And then rotate to a heading of 180, which actually we can do right now. Alright. That ship's facing north, we're facing south. Almost. Now I'll just thrust over there and down. And I think back a bit as well. Yes. Tell by the pink marker here I'm just about even on the relative up-down, let's call it. Try to cancel that velocity, which is easier said than done. Move over relative right. You know, there is no up, down, left, and right in space, but relatively speaking, let's try a little bit more direct approach. Should have had fine controls on. Close approach. Actually move toward the target. And get lined up as we go. That's better. Start slowing down a bit too. Approaching awfully quickly for something that's only 60 meters away. closer to lined up now. It's a slow process, and it does require a lot of patience. And I also have to remember that while I'm moving away from it, my controls are all backwards from what I'm used to. All right. Start slowly approaching. A nice easy 0.2 or so. No need to get in a hurry. In fact, given there's only 319 liters of monoprop remaining, there is a need to not get in a hurry. There. This marker is to the right of the pink marker, which means we're moving that direction towards that side of it, which is really what we want so that we can get over there and finish rotating to get lined up. Keeping the relative velocities down nice and low. So that braking is not a problem. Let's turn the lights on. It's almost overwhelming, but I'll go. Okay, it looked like the lights were actually lighting up the planet in the background. I was going to say, I didn't think they were that strong. Rotated around to a good approximation of lined up. Some sideways thrust to actually make that true. A little bit of upward. And as we get closer, as the pink marker drifts closer to the center, cancel the thrust indicated by the yellow marker, and we'll end up being lined up. Okay, these lights are actually too bright. Next time I do this, I need to use the less intense lights. Or maybe not use 4 of them, or perhaps both. Docking lights do not need to wash out the target. Nosing in. It's not the best alignment. But I think we'll manage here. It's a little difficult because this yellow marker is jumping all over the place on account of my velocity is so low. But I'm close enough that accelerating is absolutely out of the question. Very close now. A little more deceleration. Trying to line those two markers up, but they just don't want to right now. In fact, I'm going to be very much, select the docking port as a target. How about that? I should have done that quite some time ago. Like as soon as I could actually see it close enough. But I'm going to very much be counting on the docking clamp magnets to make this happen. SAS off, RCS off. Looks like we may have a docking. Alright, we're docked.